Hello everyone, I hope you all are doing well. So, firstly, let me share my screen. Sarthak, can you take it to the stage? Okay, great. So, yes, like after a long time, I'm giving the session in the online mode. Like earlier, I have a session in the offline mode in the Jaipur community itself. So, like, yes, now I will be trying to be regular in the both the region, like online and offline. So today we have a topic of integrating machine learning with our application. Like what I have seen, like many of the people have the problem to integrate both of them. So let's see today all about it. So with that, with my small introduction, I am a Microsoft Azure developer community organizer of Jaipur too, and I'm LSA. With that, I love to contribute in the open source field and go to the hackathon to judge, to as a speaker, and to participate and love it. You can connect me on the Twitter, GitHub, LinkedIn with the name of Vincy Jane, Vincy J with the Twitter. So there is nothing like any prerequisite. I will be taking you the basics, but if you have a little bit knowledge of machine learning and understanding of machine learning, it will be good. Yes. So basically, what's happened, what I have seen, and like many of the, there is a really a true boom in the machine learning field because you can see like every college students are trying to learn machine learning. Like if they are even in the second year, first year, third year, like most of the population, if you ask them, they are learning machine, they are doing machine learning. But what we have seen, like there is no very less people who are proficient in the machine learning field, right? Because like many have the simple knowledge of the machine learning, but at the time of the implementation they just back out, or they try to copy the code and just give you, right? So this is something which we are lagging, and in as an industry requirement there is a high need of machine learning engineers, but they are not able to find. But whenever we go to the college and see, like we have most of the students in the machine learning field, right? Now we have a doubt, like many of us know all about the machine learning, like how to make a machine learning model or something. Many of us know how to make an app, how to make a web, right? But how to integrate both of them? I think this is something curious about the thing. Like you can write a code of machine learning, and you can have that app, you can make an web, but how you're integrating both of them? So what's the procedure with that? Now, I will tell you like how this like flowchart I have only make to make you clear more about that, right? So, firstly, I will be just overviewing this flowchart. Then I will be telling you all the things particularly. So, firstly, if anyone makes a machine learning model, right? Then what how like there is a many such steps to integrate with your app. So now you have to convert your model to a REST API. What's the REST API? I will be taking you to that. Now, with the help of the REST API, you have to test that REST API in your app first. REST API is basically the API which can be done in the local system, not the outside. Like if you send the website to anyone else, they in the different computer, but they don't have a setup of the REST API local setup, local host. They can't run that. Only the local host can run that, right? And one more thing, if you have any doubt, you can just ping me on the ping like in the comment section. I will be like clearing your all the doubts there. Okay. So now test API in the app or in the website, right? If you're an app developer, you can think as a app, and if you're a web developer, you can think as that, right? Now, deploy REST API in the AWS Heroku according to the requirement. Now, deploying means you can use any of the cloud, not only AWS Heroku, Azure, anything you can use, right? Then after that, why we need to deploy it? For deploying, like everyone can use it. Like that API will be public now. If you give your app, your website to your friend too, then he can also run the feature of the machine learning, right? Integrating API to the app, then integrate same API after deployment to the app, and after that your app or web is ready to use. Now, We have like various Google, like various platforms to integrate to deploy our machine learning model. So like we have a Heroku, Azure, Google Cloud Platform, AWS, Linode, DigitalOcean, and many such, right? But like how to choose the best out of them, it's totally depend on your requirement. If your model is very small, if your model is very big, if it is a large scale, easy to manage, you want like many a things, many a circumstances we have to make it the best, right? So how you will choose that? Because like when I started to integrate my machine learning model, I would say like I was very so much confused, like where should I go, like so I tried different cloud platforms, and then I decided to go with the one, right? So this is something like you need to check it out, like which is best for your requirement and what to use for the for this, right? Now like Heroku, let me take you to a small part so you can be a bit clear more. Heroku, what's happened in Heroku gives us a free trial if we have a 500 MB less model, like our model size is less than 500 MB, then we can go with the Heroku. But what I have seen, like mainly the developer prefer less Heroku. But what I say, if you are a beginner, then you can go with the Heroku because it will be easy to deploy and it will be free for you, right? Then let's come to Azure. I would say like Azure and AWS, both of them give very good facility, and both are very easy to do that, right? And in Azure, even we get, as an student or as in free trial, we get a 200 or $100 free, right? So if you are a beginner, if you are a like, even if you are a professional, you can go and try with the Azure, because like the scalability and the fast process, all things are the best in the Azure, which I have seen. Same with the Amazon Web Services. But what fall I have seen in the Amazon Web Services, like it have a little bit uh, high payment if your model is like little bit big. If your model is small, then like they will be giving you free trial services, so that's good. But like then you need to use the large instance, and like which you need to pay a lot, right? But like they give the best services. But yes, it may happen like their services, if you choose the region in India, like if anyone uses in Germany, it may be little bit slow, because when I tried to do that, like my model become very slow, like even in the local system it was running in the 20 second, and in Amazon Web Services is what taking like 3 minutes to 4 minutes, even in the India. So like it may happen according to your model. If your model is high, and Linode is very good. They also give us a free trial, and you can try it. Like same like the Google Cloud. So but for the best, I would say Heroku. If you are a very beginner and your model is very small, you can try with the Heroku, and then you can shift to the Azure or AWS, because Azure and AWS both are good with their services and they provide the best services, right? Yes. Okay. So at the last slide, I discussed about the REST API. So let's jump more on the REST API, like what's the REST API is, and why we need to work that, and what's the API first. Many of you are confused, like what's the API? Okay. So API is something like let me tell you how to do that. Firstly, we have a very big machine learning model, which we have a lines of like 30 lines, 40 lines, or 100, like take it 100 lines of code. Right now, you can't put the same code to your application, right? Just take that and put that. No. So what you do, like you convert that whole into a one API. So how you convert that? What's the procedure between that? And after you get that API, you integrate into that model. Just put that one line, and your code will be running, and they will be giving you output according to that, right? So like okay. For the REST API, like for if you are writing a code in the Python, you need to convert the REST API into the Python, and for, like how you convert in the REST API in the first API, you just need to write the main code of that. So let me show you. Firstly, the requirement for it, like you need to have Python 3.6 in your system. Try to update it if you have a older version. Install pip install fast API, pip install UVCon, which will be like the UVCon and HyperCon are like ASGI server for the production, right? And then after you, like whenever you install UVCon, give that standard version. You can find it on the internet, like what's the standard version of that. You can check it that out. Now we will learn about like more about the how to convert machine learning model and to generate the fast API in the local system. Because like after you make that in the local system, the deployment is not too hard. You can directly convert that. So yes, I have taken that small example like for the hello world or something like welcome to the machine learning model. So it's same like the hello world program. 1 minute. Yes. Huh. So now you can see how simple is it. Like firstly, as I told to install that like from Flask to import the Flask, and now app equals to the Flask name, the name whatever you want to give. Now you need to define that and return like if anyone click on that button, what your system, what your application need to return. So that's welcome to the machine learning model. So if anyone click on that button, it will revert welcome to the machine learning model APIs. This is same like the debug too. So like if you navigate it on the web services, like enter the address on the web browser in the terminal and you will be getting the result. So how you will be getting that result? Firstly, like you need to activate the environment. So like what happened, many of us convert the code into the Flask, but what many of don't know how to run the Flask, right? So you can find there are many such good articles like all about the Flask and REST API with the Python. So if you say, I can also share you too, and you can like go with the each and every point, because like here we are not mainly focused how to set up in your system, right? So you can check it out. It's very easy, but just follow each and every step, because like many of us like makes a mistake or error in that. Now, so there's some important point. You just basically the requirement, you can make your REST API in the in the VS code itself. Okay, and how to check that, what I was saying, like you will get a REST API. So this is the REST API. We here we just have HTTP, not S, because it's in the local system. We get that IP, and for that, if we copy this and put in our browser and click enter, you will be getting that result, like same result. Welcome to the machine learning model and APIs, right? So, what let's more good about this. What is 5,000? 5,000 is in port number, which is by default, and for the sum of the system, you may get 8,000. So it's the port number according to that, and the flash symbol starts on this port number like 5,000. But when you hit the URL in the web browser, so like it may change little bit, right? Your output. Now, so how to check that REST API is working okay or not? Firstly, you can click on the browser, but on the browser, you if the you have something like input and output, like you need to give some text or getting output. So there you can contact, because you don't have any UI, right? So we have two options. You can go, like best option is Postman API check. You can just go to the Postman, put your API in this portion, click on the post, select the post button, not the get button. Right after selecting the post button, go on the body. In the body section, you can write your output whatever you want, and you will be getting your output. So if you get an output, that's well and good, means your API is working along with you. But if you don't get get any output, or if you get any error like 400, 600, 500, anything, so you can like according to the error, if you have done mistake here, then you can change it, or there is any problem in your API, so just check it out. Right, same with the VS Code. Now even the VS Codes provides the interface, the service in enabled in it. So this is also the best one. You can try with the any one of them, and like both will be giving you the same and the correct answer. So you can go just check it out with any one of them. What's the service name of the VS Code? That is Thunder Client. This name is Thunder Client. So you can like here go in the setting, you can find the name. This is the symbol of the Thunder Client. So just click here or somewhere, like you will be able to find the Thunder Client and just add it on. And whenever you will click on this, you will be able to use this. Right. So I hope like till this clear part is clear, till the REST API. So let's see till where we have covered. Test the API in the app. Okay. Now, like deploying REST API into the AWS Heroku according to the requirement. Okay. So, like after we get a REST API, so let me show now what type of file we need to make. Okay. So for the REST API, let me show you how the code looks like in the REST API with the full form. So there is not an like you have a code which is very big. Now the REST API will convert into the small code. So this is something like the libraries and all which we have used. Now this is we already have the host name and the port number. The port number can be different, as I told. Like there we have used that 5,000 and here we have the 8,000. So it's depend on you, right? Same here. Like firstly we give the input and we get the output. So this is something like REST API, and we need to make a different requirement.txt according to you. Let me show. So this is all like whatever requirements you have, you can just make that file, right? So you not need to make everything like VS Code provide in a very good manner. Then we have an input folder. This input folder, you not need to write anything. It automatically makes there. So you just need to convert. You just need to make that main.py and requirement.txt. These two files are very important. Like even like for the Heroku, what happens in the Heroku part, you just need to upload your GitHub this file. This you need to give that link, or you need to connect the GitHub and give them that file, and they will be easily like convert just after a click. They will ask like two or one question, and they will convert it, right? Okay. So like you need to check like you have this all four files, and after in the Heroku just you need to click one button and they will be giving you the API. Okay. And you need to have some of the one more file for the Heroku, like that's name is proc file, PROCFILE, right? So you can check it out if you want to go with the Heroku. Now let's jump to the Azure part. Okay. So like firstly, like what's the challenges, and I will be telling you with that. So, like, firstly, and let's understand all the ML workflow with that. Okay, so firstly, you need to create a training environment where you need to like select an ML model. Like, for example, like you can take any of the ML model like diabetes or Titanic detection, home prediction. Like these are the small models. If you have a big model, you can go with that. Then prepare the training script. Train the model. You have to train the model with the best accuracy, hyperparameter tuning model, and then finalize the ML model. After you finalize the ML model, you need to create a deployment environment, which I have told you like how to deploy that. Prepare an interface script and perform that prediction, right? Whatever you want. Now, what's the challenges in ML ops, right? Because everything we have a challenge there. So, what's the challenge in ML ops? Firstly, what is ML? ML machine learning ops is like DevOps, right? Firstly, like whenever we deploy and maintain, we need to deploy the model. We need to maintain with that because like many a times we get a changes, so we need to change there. Okay, reusing the existing ML flow workflow is sometimes difficult because if any pipeline or any something make the changes, it will be very difficult for you to like maintain. Okay, maintain different version of the model. Yes, this is the something very big problem. What happens whenever we run our model, and what we see like the version which we were using earlier all are changed, so it make very difficult for us to do that, right? Now like create and use reuse and delete the environment with the dependency. Now like we need to again because like what happens in the local environment, once you set up and you close that environment, you close your VS code or wherever you are running just for a minute, the whole environment will be shut down. This is something a drawback for the local system REST API. Whenever you run, you just close it, your whole system will be like crashed for that time. You need to build again the deployment part, like you need to write all the set of commands to run that REST API, right? So this is something which I feel the fall in that. But yes, this is is in the local system, so we can't do anything. Like it will be good for us because like in the local system we can't open that environment for the all time because we just need to test in the local system, or whenever we want to use it we can just open it because like it will be making us a heavy load in the system. So that's the best reason. But yes, so that's why people deployment reason are like making an API public, right? You not need to run again and again REST API in the local system, right? So this is are the something like the people deploy in the cloud. Now keep track of ML experiment and each runs of the experiment. As I told you, like you need to keep track all that to maintain. Now architecture in Azure ML. So you don't say like we are deviating to our part. We like I have told you the most of the things how you have to do. Now I have taken you with the Heroku part, like how you can do with the Heroku. Now I am taking to the Azure part, and then we will again jump and revise all the parts what we have done. And if you have any doubts, then you can ask me. Then I will be taking you some more parts. Then we are done with that. So architecture with the and terms in the Azure ML. So yes, we firstly we have an workspace. We have different dependency like the Azure storage account store, Azure store container registry application. Now we how to manage the resources like by compute instance and compute cluster. So to manage our resources, we have two things like computing a instance or computing a cluster. Now link device, link services. So what are the link services? Like data stores and compute targets. So if anyone wants the PPT or anyone wants something important, you can just ping me on the LinkedIn, Twitter, wherever you want, and I will be ready to help you. Right? Okay. Now we have different for the workspace. We have different assets like environment, experiment. I have told you about that data set because the data set in the model is very important. The model endpoint pipelines. So let's revise that. What are the two managed resources like compute instance and compute clusters? And what link services are data stores and compute targets. Assets are environment, ML model, like sorry, model, dataset, endpoint, pipelines, experiments. Okay. So here, like I what I have done, like it takes time to do that. So I have already done for you like how to do that. This is the diabetic service ML model. You can take any model whatever you want and just name it. Okay. Now we will be giving us the endpoint, the REST API endpoint. Now the all the CPU requirement, like how many CPUs you want at a time, like how many person will be running at a time. Memory, like I have assigned 1 GB, so I think 1 GB is enough. And but according to your requirement, according to your model, you need to give more and more. Okay. So now let's jump to the more practically part. Firstly, how to measure the like how many CPUs, how many memories you need. So you need to check your size of the model. So you can easily check your size of the model from the VS Code or anywhere where. And what you need to do, you just need to like check how many people will be running at a time, because if you are deploying in the public, there will be many more people, right? And the memory part can be more. Sorry, like my throat is little bit not okay today. Yes. So like let's jump. Sorry. Okay. So till where we have done, like we have deployed our REST API into the platforms. Now you will be getting a public API. After getting a public API is something like API which anyone can use from anywhere from in the world, not only from the India, not only from the particular region. Anyone can use from anywhere, which will be the like fast for everyone, and it depends on your model. It will be taking that time, and you not need to start again and again. Like in the local system, what happens, person needs to start it again and again, the model start need to again and again. But for now, like 1 minute. Yes. So now you need to integrate that API to your application. For integrating, it's very easy. You will be getting that API, and same like in the app or web, you make an input and output format. Same here, you will be making an input and output format. In the input part, you will be like making a box for the input, and after that, you will be giving that API. Right after giving that API, you will be taking that output. So in the output, which I have told you, like here we have that written summary. So in the output, just in the columns, you need to write the summary, and you will be getting the whole output. So this is like the endpoint. Written summary, not printed summary. It's the written summary, right? Now test your app and it's ready to deploy. So now you can put in your Play Store and you can just check it out how it works. Now as per the I think like whole points are covered. So let's like firstly you need to have a machine learning model which is very nicely trained and which is fast and accurate, right? Now you need to convert a model into the REST API. For REST API, you can convert into the Python if you know the Python, because like machine learning code you will be also writing in the Python too. Now the test REST API in the app and the Postman Thunder client, wherever you want, you can test that. Now deploy that REST API into the AWS Heroku according to the requirement. What is your requirement? You can like do that. Now for getting that REST API into the public, now you can integrate it to your app and it's ready to do that. So hopefully, like if you want, you can take the screenshot of this, which will be like easy for you. What all the steps you need to follow. So if any questions or any queries, you can just write in the comment section, or you can directly ping me in the LinkedIn. Okay, thank you.